Hey guys, Pastor Mike Salmon here, coming to you from Harvest Christian Fellowship. Let's take a little video here and I want to comment on this.
It's like we're saying God is flesh. It's like we're saying eternal God was eternal flesh, which would be false. So the more accurate thing is not to say the Father is the Son. So people that accuse us, you're modalists, you believe there's just one God who changes roles, who changes masks. That was an accusation against some ancient teachers, which we actually don't have the records of those ancient teachers. So I think even that was a mischaracterization. But certainly it's a mischaracterization of us. We're not saying there's one God who changes roles or changes masks. So that would be saying the Father is the Son. We're not saying that. We're saying the Father came in flesh as the Son.
Okay, if you didn't get that, that's the same thing, man. The Father coming in the flesh as the Son is the Father putting on the mask and making himself the Son.
So, for example, in John 10:30, Jesus said, I and my Father are one. Why didn't he just say, I am the Father? Well, if I can put it this way, because he was more than the Father.
So he was more than the Father. He wasn't just the Father. He was more than the Father. He was the Father with a mask of the Son.
Look at the context. He's talking to unbelieving Jewish leaders. He says, I, this man that you see, you admit, you acknowledge, you know, I'm a man, you're talking to me, and the Father. You believe in the Father, you worship the Father, you believe in one God, you think of the Father as the omnipresent Spirit who dwells in heaven that you can talk to. So you see no connection. You see they're two different entities, not related to each other. I, this man you're talking to, and the Father whom you worship in heaven are not two, as you suppose. I and the Father are one and the same.
I, one, and the Father, two different beings, two different entities, are one does not mean that I and the Father are the same. Well, I am the Father. He's not saying I and he would have said, I'm him. I'm the Father. I'm the Father. He's saying I and the Father are one. If I said I'm with Jesus and Jesus is in me, does not make me Jesus, folks. The Father, Jesus, acknowledges that the Father is a separate person, separate being, separate entity than himself. Period. In the being of God. The Father is God and Christ is God because of the Father. Because the Father is God, he begotten the Son who became God and is God because he is come from the Father. I have a child, I'm human, I have a child, and she's human. She's human because I'm human and I begot my child, and she's human, and because I'm human, she's human. Because the Father is God and he begot the Son is God. Why? Because he was begotten of the Father. Listen, it's not that hard.
And they understood that that was a claim of deity. Now, if you think about it in the first century, they weren't saying, oh, so you're the second person that you claim to be the second person of the Trinity. How crazy is that? They didn't even have the concept of a Trinity. They didn't even really have a concept of a second God. They're all Jews. Jesus is.
Oh, they did have a concept of a second God. They knew it. It's all written everywhere. The Targum, talks about it. The angel of the Lord. And then that's why John says no man has seen God at any time. But who did they see? The manifested deity, God in the flesh, the theophany. Oh, they believed it.
Jew. It wasn't open for discussion that there could be multiple deities or even persons. They didn't have that terminology or concept of persons in the later Trinitarian sense.
Daniel chapter 10 through 12. Yeah, they did.
So when Jesus said, I and my Father are one, they saw that as a claim of deity. He's not just saying he gets along with God or he is united with God as a good man. He's claiming to be God. But for them to process that, they couldn't.
Yeah, he is claiming to be deity. He is claiming to be God because he was begotten of the Father who was God.
And have said, oh, he's claiming to be part of the Trinity. Oh, he's claiming to be a second person. Oh, those categories weren't even available to them. And even had they thought of him, they wouldn't have thought of Jesus in that category. So basically what they're saying, you're claiming to be the one God. And so they took up stones to kill him. And of course, Jesus, being a little ironic, says, well, for which of my good works are you killing me? And they said, not for your good works, but because you, being a man, make yourself God. So they understood his claim, but couldn't accept it. Of course, they got it backwards. He wasn't a man who was trying to make himself God. He was God who made himself man. If we
Rightfully so, they wanted to stone him. Why? Because they were believing that Jesus was making himself to be the Father, okay? Is what he's trying to claim. God, in a sense, okay? Jesus was not the Father. He was not the Father manifested in the flesh. He was not the Father at all. There's one God and who does not change. He's immutable. He does not change. He does not die. God the Father does not die. God the Father does not change. God the Father is not man. God the Father will never be man. There is no one equal to him. There is no one greater than him. There is no one more powerful, more knowing, no one anything at all greater than God the Father. He is the one true God, and he is begotten Son, Jesus, the Logos, who became flesh. It was the Logos, the begotten of the Father, that became flesh, not the Father becoming flesh. People need to understand that this begotten became flesh. The one, the angel of the Lord that walked with Abraham. That's why he said, before Abraham was, I am. The one who walked with Abraham, the one whom the Father created all things by and through, he, the second person that the Father begot, he was the one who became flesh. It's not that hard. What do we call the one true God? The Father. And that's why Jesus says, when you pray to the Father. You pray to the one true God who come to manifest by the Son everything. It's not that difficult. And people like the Oneness Theology and Trinitarians and all these people, they make it so difficult because they just can't understand, even though it's so plain throughout the scriptures everywhere that the angel of the Lord is not the Father. The angel of the Lord is sent by the Father. The Father sends the angel of the Lord. He comes, and even the angel of the Lord speaks. And he speaks talking about Yahweh, the Lord God, Yahweh Elohim. So much. Anyway, I hope this bless you. God bless.